There aren't words to describe how happy I am with the progress we've done on this Emerald Block Island. Too bad this is only one tiny sliver of the entire island, but I've now once again been grinding out Emerald Blocks and am now up to another shulker box plus a little bit extra. And let's start off today's video by laying these out. It's kind of hard to tell the difference with what we've actually done with that one shulker box, but yep, we've gotten it all placed down, and we've only done just a sliver bit more of this one island. So I guess every now and then we'll just have to do some emerald grinding, then come back here. But today, I think I really need to work on / possibly even finish most of the decoration inside this one huge pit. I mean, the design's exactly the same, I just need to repeat it over and over and over again until we get to the surface. But before we even think about starting that, we should probably work on getting some resources. Starting off with some polished andesite, which can only mean, yep, we are back to village trading again. It isn't an addict in me coming here, it's just a habit. And now that I have all the polished andesite I need, and before I get too comfortable in my trading hall, let's go get all the blackstone we need. And this is just a brief time lapse of me going around in the nether, mining out all the blackstone I needed. And now that I do have quite a bit of blackstone, what other blocks do I actually need? Glass and clay. Now glass shouldn't be too incredibly hard with all the villagers we have, but clay on the other hand, it's gonna be a bit tricky getting a massive quantity amount to reach all the way up there. At least it would be if I didn't know where a certain thing was. Because the other day, I can't remember why, but I was just flying out in this direction for a couple thousand blocks, and on the way, I stumbled across like a mountain, which I looked around at. Yeah, it was actually this mountain right here. At least I think it's this mountain right here. Maybe there's another one I stumbled across. Oh yeah, it's this one. It's this one over here. And yeah, I was just wandering around and I noticed some pretty big cave entrances. And I noticed the fact that there is this behemoth of a lush cave right here. And it's a better time than any to actually mine out all the clay we see right here. Now before, I was pretty much the only one who knows where this one biome was, but now because I am filming it on camera, I'm not exactly sure if I should mine out all the clay right here or if I should leave any. I don't know, I guess it just depends on how much I actually need for this one project. Also probably depends on how much space I have, and why is this not crafting? What's going on here? Will it craft now? No, what's going on? This is the oddest little bug, like literally won't craft at all. I mean, it will sometimes, but not all the time. Guess it shows how much silk touch is actually worth on a shovel, because then you don't actually have to deal with these little glitch things, and now it's working. Why was it not working before? Simple answer, just Bedrock Edition. Always just blame Bedrock Edition for these little quirks. Oh well, we should still hopefully have all the clay we need. Instead of us working on every single layer one at a time, what I'd actually like to do is just work on a sort of a skeleton structure, or at least a one framework of it, going all the way up, just to know how many layers we have to do. And having done all that and reaching the top, now we get a real good sense as to how many layers we're actually going to have to do. And I think it's best to get a good idea as to how many we have to do by just going down these one vines. Yeah, we have so many of these layers we have to actually build up. Like, it's kind of hard to even count how many there actually are. There's maybe like 10, 15 or something like that. But oh well, the only thing that's really gonna get the job done is actual brute labor force. Bit of building later, and now I believe we have 2 extra layers built on top of here. And the only reason I stopped was because I realized that I'm going to use so many firework rockets if I'm gonna have to keep going up and down and up and down, so maybe it's best if we work on more of these little water elevator hallway things right here. I knew wandering traders were beneath me, but this is a bit extreme. Before we start working on that, we should probably set up a beacon, because if I learned anything from working inside this huge hole, it's that mining deep slate in mass quantities is certainly not fun. But you know, even with haste, it's still not the fastest mining in the world. And actually, I think I stopped like literally right before we get back to the stone layer. Yeah, it seems as though that's the case. And yes, that was a totally intentional move on my part. And so is me time-lapsing mining out all these hallways for the elevators. It's always nice after you mine out a big area and look around just thinking, you know, this is a pretty nice canvas. Why don't we fill it up? Right after we mine down the floor, which I forgot to do, on every single layer. But you know, we can work with that as we go. First one down, and I think this is the first one I've actually done without having any decorations or anything at the bottom or any farms or anything like that, so this hallway looks kind of empty in my opinion. I don't know, maybe we could figure out something as to what we can put down here, but that could wait for later. Because we obviously have several more of these floors we have to work on. Such as this one, and oh, we're pretty much caught up with where we actually left off here. And our clay supplies, while we do have quite a bit left, I don't think it'd be able to do much more than like maybe 2 more layers. Well, I guess it's a good thing then that we didn't completely grind out that entire lush cave. But now after some grinding, we should eventually have everything we're going to need. Wait a minute. There's a person up there. Unless if it's maybe some particles, but I don't know, that really looks like an actual figure, an actual person up there. Okay, let's go up there and see for ourselves. See if there's actually... Where did he go? I swear there was someone here, but now they're gone. Like I wasn't imagining anyone. There was an actual figure up here, but now they've just vanished. First I was hearing voices, now I'm seeing figures. I think something's definitely wrong with me. And it couldn't have really been anyone else because right now I'm the only one online. I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe it's just my hallucinations acting up. Which if I do have hallucinations, that would be a little bit worrying. But anyways, with the resources we just grinded out, let's head back to this one huge hole and do as much decoration as we possibly can. One time lapse later, and I believe we have around about halfway done with the entirety of this decoration. Like right now we have about 6 layers done and we are at Y20, which means we have around about, I believe, 60 or 70 more blocks to go upwards. But if you remember at the beginning of the video, I was kind of hoping to get everything done, but I don't know, I think that was a little too ambitious on my part. And to be honest, I think I'm a little over ambitious for this entire pit as a whole. Like, is there even enough farms to actually fill it up? Because right down here we have pretty much the majority of the obvious ones, like a bamboo farm, cactus, a melon and pumpkin, like all these obvious ones. Is there even going to be enough farms to actually fill up this entire pit? I mean, I think it's certainly possible, but it's going to be extremely difficult. So I guess if you have any other ideas as to what I could put in here that isn't farms, then please do let me know down below in the comments, because I'm up for putting anything in here. I'm up for putting in, I don't know, like a storage system or a memories room, or I don't know, any ideas you have, just shoot them down below in the comments. But I think for now I'm going to move on to something else, and that something else actually has to do something with Gar's secret project, because he's actually working on a really mega ice track going about 4,000 blocks in a single direction. I don't think I'm allowed to show it, but it's something along the lines of this. He built a much smaller one to get from Lydia's base to his base, but yeah, he built something like this going 4,000 blocks in a single direction, and he obviously doesn't have all the blue ice yet, so I figured, why don't we look for some ice patches and actually get him at least a little bit of blue ice? I don't know why I'm in such a grindy mood today. Like, before, a couple weeks ago, I grinded out like 4 double chests of dirt for Puffy, and now I'm getting who knows how much blue ice for Gar. I don't know, I guess I'm just in a very, very grindy mood these past few weeks. Alright, and I know there's like a frozen biome somewhere, oh. There's an iceberg literally right over here, because I remember like a while ago I came out through this portal and there was an iceberg, and yep, it's still here. Thankfully it's still here. The only thing though is I'm not exactly sure if I'm allowed to mine this out, because someone did put a portal here, so we might have to be a little bit sneaky in how we mine out this ice. And with remnants of blocks around the place, I'm feeling less and less confident in actually mining around here, so might have to do just a little bit of flying. And I guess if I have to, I could just mine out the normal ice rivers if I absolutely have to. Okay, there's another iceberg right here, and from the looks of things, someone's already started mining out this area, and recently or haven't actually come back to pick up this ice. So I think I'm allowed to actually mine in here. I believe. And if not, I'll know soon enough when this video comes out and all the cosmetics can blast me. You know, typically when I do like a time lapse or a montage or something like that, in the background I'm listening to like music or a podcast or something like that, but not this time for some reason. Oh well, I at least have the satisfying noises of ice breaking over and over again. I've been mining packed ice and turning it into blue ice for well over an hour when I completely forgot about something about this one biome. Like, doesn't blue ice actually generate inside this one? It does. It does. How could I have forgotten something like that? Well, I guess, to be fair, like, most of the blue ice does generate underwater, so it wouldn't have been too obvious. Break out the vanilla ice tracks because a few hours of grinding later, and now we have this amount of blue ice. And I was gonna get 2 shulker boxes full of blue ice for Gar, but I think 1 and a bit shulker boxes is more than enough. But in all honesty, it just takes so long to get some blue ice. Okay, I'm typically not that good at puns, but I think I did a pretty good job here. But you know, now that I think about it, because I have been in such a grindy mood, maybe instead of just, you know, doing it out of the goodness of my heart or something like that, why don't I make a sort of a, I don't know, shop where I actually grind out a whole bunch of things for people. I'd have to be very committed in the idea, so I might not work on that today, but I don't know, it's an idea. But whether we do that idea or not, I'm still happy with what we actually managed to do today, even if I was a little bit too ambitious.